under the understanding, I mean, I often have to use numbers to fill in a form.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
So to me, they all work together.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
right. It's just like pen and paper today. I mean,
Right.
the computer has replaced that in so many
Yeah.
ways. Right? So, and in many of our learners' minds, it hasn't.
yes.
So we have to, if we can't debate that amongst ourselves.
Right.
Because we know that in society it has, and in the workplace it has. We just have to make sure that our learners understand that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as I was preparing for this, I went to the LCBO, which is the Liver Control Board of Ontario, you know, for medicinal purposes. And I noticed that they were advertising jobs for the Christmas holiday, like they get a lot more business. Those are good paying jobs, 7 weeks, could get good pay. It's not a high level of skill, right? You get training on the job. But the very first thing you had to do was apply online. That was the very first thing. There were 3 steps to getting those jobs. Apply online, go to an interview, and I can't remember what the third one was, bring references, supply references. So before you would even get into, you know, and that's a reality. I think that's our reality. Anyway, I'll move on. So I'm agreeing.
My whole thing is just trying to find that motivation that gets them to personally overcome that hurdle, you know, where it's stalling their progress in literacy in general.
Yeah.
And they need to overcome that.
Yeah.
And that's
I
where
have project members of my family, and my mother, you know, she just she thought this was amazing, and she has a computer and she thinks that's amazing, but my nephew quoted to her like what she said 2 years ago, what do I need a computer for, you know, that kind of thing. And so it's finding that motivation that she had to learn. This was books. She loves to read, so that was her way into that. But it's different for everybody, and it has to, and there is, and they all talk about wanting to do it. It's like I've had GED students over the years that are like that. I want to do it, but it's just that it's such a big hurdle to personally make that.
they call it the second digital divide.
Yeah.
That we have access, but people do not have exposure in ways that allow them to become comfortable. And that is an equity issue, because the higher income and education level you are, the more likely you are to have access to high quality equipment in your home. And if you have that and you have exposure, then your chances are much better of becoming proficient on your own terms, right? You don't have to go into a formal learning environment. You can go there to beef up your skills, to learn something else, but you've had exposure. And I think that's a critical piece that we don't know enough about, but that's being looked at.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Matthias.
No, that's good. I think another comment here.
I was just going to say on a much smaller scale. I'm part of an upgrading program. I teach as part of an upgrading program, and what we've done to try and start incorporating a little bit of technology and to try and deal with some of the fear is we ask our students to practice exercises on certain things. We make them type them. And it's amazing how many of them look at me and say, really, I can't just write it out? And the answer is no, you actually have to, but I don't even know how to turn it on. So it's, okay, let's show you how. And you go over and you show them how to turn it on, and you show them how to find the actual Word document, and then you go back and you show them how to hit the print button and how to make sure you're at the right printer. And it is amazing how that initial fear that when they look at you go, oh, I can't do this, and then like 3 days later they go, oh, you want me to type this? Yeah, please go ahead. So it's just dealing with the fear factor, I think, half the time. And you have to start small.
Yeah. Sorry, I've been just given the 5-minute warning. Thank you. So I just finish up another part of this, and I just allude to this quickly, is, and you can find that on our website if you're interested, is another part of this, of course, is to try to help organizations to figure out where they're at with their technology, with their capacity in terms of infrastructure, in terms of what kind of expertise they have in-house. And we've developed a couple of surveys. They're on the website. If you go on the alphaplus.ca under tools and resources and the technology surveys, I think it's even on that little card there that's on your desks. like with our work here on the competency, it'd be interesting to hear from you what you think, and because that is a work in progress, and we're intending to revise them, especially also in terms of bringing more social media and things like in there, and also in terms of customizing for different. Obviously, a lot of the context of agencies or agencies in specific networks is quite unique. So let's skip that. Just a couple of next steps on the competency development. We're working on a discussion paper to contribute to that overarching discussion, and we're hoping to be able to work on do further work on updating the essential skills computer use competencies. And the technology surveys, like I said, bring social media in as well, more and more, and the adaptation customization issue. We skipped that activity too. There we go. Here's the beautiful reference slide that.
This will all be on SlideShare.
Yes.
And because I have your emails now, I'm just going to email it to you tonight. That's my promise to you. And this is just, some of the stuff that I drew on when I was looking. And as the lift scan develops, I'm very happy to send it to you in various forms, and I really would appreciate, in all the spare time you have, when you're sitting around your house, but by all means, thoughts, ideas, criticisms, questions, challenges, whatever. It would be great. Because if we get a conversation going, we can learn from each other. I think that's the key part.
Thanks very much. And if you can fill out here's our, like I said, please write us with your comments, ideas. It'd be great to hear on all those things that we've talked about, Maria and I. If you could take a minute for the evaluation, that would be wonderful.
Thank you very much.